and welcome to PlumeriaPlay. Today I'm going to be showing you how I set up my calendar for holidays and seasons with no mods or CC and with only seasons. This was a video that was requested of me in one of my comment sections because I always say, oh, I've updated my calendar with holidays, but I never actually tell you how I do that. So let's go ahead and hop into this video. I have a new sim here on an empty lot, but you can actually do this at any point in your Let's Plays. If you want to change your seasons around or add holidays in at any point in time, you can do that. So this applies always, but this is a new save. So I'm just showing you how I set it up for my new save files. First, we're going to start by hitting the three dots in this top right corner for our options menu and heading into game options. We're gonna go to the environment tab, and here I like to change my season length from 7 days to 14 days. 7 days to me just doesn't feel like enough for these seasons that I'd like to have, and I feel like 28 days is way too much, so 14 days is the perfect middle to me. Here in these settings, you can also change stuff about the lunar cycle, and you can also change rain and snow options or the temperature effect on sims, but the only thing that I mess with here is the 14-day season length. So we're gonna apply those changes and then hop into our calendar. You can find your calendar down in the lower left corner right next to your Sims icon, and we're gonna click on that. Here is a fully untouched calendar with each season having 2 weeks. You're gonna wanna change your season length if you plan to do that before you start adding in holidays. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of mess it up a little bit. So just make sure you do it in that order. But the way that I like to do it is I'm gonna delete the seasons that I don't want to have. And I do want a love day, but I don't want it here in this spot. So I'm gonna click on the love day, and then here you can delete the holiday. I'm gonna leave Harvest Fest where it's at. I'm happy with where that falls in the fall season. And then I'm also gonna leave New Year's Eve because I like that that is the last day of winter, but I'd like a little more space between Christmas and New Year's Eve. So I'm gonna delete Winterfest as well. So let's start from the top, which is summer, and we'll work our way down from there. There's several different ways that you can do this, but I like to set up 1 day off in summer. There are some people that like to set up multiple days off in summer, and if you want to do that, you absolutely can. For me, I just like my Sims to go to work and school more often, but I like to give them a long weekend, so I usually set it up on a Friday. I'm gonna click on the day that I want my holiday on and click this plus button to add the holiday. This is gonna be a Sim Dependence Day. So 4th of July, if you're from America, that kind of vibe, but you could also just name this summer break or whatever else you wanted to call it. The way that I like to do it is to align it with my personal life holidays. So I would recommend the same thing for you. Whatever holidays you celebrate, maybe add them to your Sims calendar. I think it's good to just have some fun with it. So I'll be calling this first one Sim Dependence Day. I do want my Sims to have the day off of work or school, so I'll leave that. And I feel like they don't really decorate for Sim Dependence Day, but you can change that if you wanted to. For mine, let's have them barbecue. We'll have them go on a vacation, and we'll have them do some water fun. And then you just hit your check mark and you have added yourself a season. If you wanted to do a summer break that lasted multiple days, you can name this summer break 1 here, summer break 2 here. Like I said, I don't like my Sims to take off quite that much, so I don't do that. For the most part, that's all I do for the summer. And then I like to add in a spooky day here on the first Friday of fall. So I'm gonna click on there, hit my plus button. I pick the icon that resembles what holiday I'm looking for most, so obviously the pumpkin in this case. Naming my holiday, I do like to have a spooky decoration, but I do not let my Sims have off of work or school this day because personally in my life, we didn't get off work or school for like Halloween, so I don't let my Sims off for spooky day. That's just personal preference, and once again, do whatever makes you happy, but this is just how I set mine up. We are gonna decorate, we are gonna do spooky spirit and wear costumes. I feel like you can do more here. Like maybe if you're playing with a college sim, you could give Spooky Day more of a party vibe or something like that. So this is the place that you really get to make it your own, but this is usually how I set up my Spooky Day. Oh, and trick or treat, obviously. Trick or treat is a must have. And then we've got to add Winterfest back in. So I'm thinking we'll go with this Friday right before New Year's Eve. And I'm gonna just be setting that back up how the Sims team had it, because I do like the way that they run Winterfest. So I've got my Winterfest set back up. There are other things you could do if you're religious. Maybe you want them to attend a holiday ceremony. There's also things like fasting. Just know that you can only have 5 traditions per season. But I like what we've got here, so we'll go with that. If you have an existing holiday like Harvest Fest that you're leaving, but you want to change the traditions, you can just hit this little edit holiday button and change them up. Many of you know I hate the holiday gnomes, so I always take them off of my calendar. But you could also add in extra things here if you wanted to change it up a little bit. Something else that I do occasionally that I don't do in all my Let's Plays is add in a Super Bowl event. So I do that on the first day of spring if I'm gonna do it. And if you wanted to add that in, I feel like, what do I usually go for? I think I do this icon. I will say that is one of the places that the calendar is severely lacking, is icons. So if you do use mods or CC, but you don't want to use a lot of mods or CC, I would recommend maybe getting some more icons here. But we'll go with our little award thing here, and then you could just name this a Super Bowl, and you could have them have sports TV, maybe streaking if they're going to the game. Who knows? You can add in whatever here. But the one that I usually add in is a spring cleaning day. So I had put it as this icon. That looks like homework, I think, but in my head, it's a to-do list, and I will have the only thing that the Sims do that day as cleaning, and we just name it spring cleaning, and that's the first day of spring. So I think that's fun. No day off of work or school, no decoration, just a little something else on there. The following Sunday, I like to have bunny day. I set the decoration theme to spring, and I do let them have the day off of work or school. We'll decorate, egg hunt, flower bunny, and normally that's all I do here. But once again, if you want to, you can do attend a holiday ceremony. You could do fasting is a good one for bunny day, festive lighting, a bunch of different stuff. But here's how I set up my bunny day. And then we need to add back in Love Day. So I think I'm gonna go with Love Day on the first Thursday of spring. I do not give my Sims the day off of work or school. And I do put a decoration theme as Love Day, but I do not put for my Sims to decorate. I actually quite like the ones that the Sims have for the flowers, go on a date, and romantic spirit. And that's how I like my Love Day set up. And that's for the most part how I like to set my calendar up. So I like for it to be 2 holidays a season, and that gives me roughly 1 holiday a week. The only one that doesn't apply to is summer, but if you wanted to add like an extra little Friday off to have like 2 summer breaks kind of vibe, you certainly could. Also, if you don't celebrate Christmas and you want to do Hanukkah or something instead of winterfest, obviously change your calendar around. This is just how I set mine up, and this just kind of aligns with how I celebrate my personal holidays. But let me guys know what you think in the comments below. Are there any holidays that you add to your calendar that I don't have in mind? And do you ever set up your calendar, or do you usually just use the default Sims one? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, comment a calendar emoji in the comments below, or an emoji that represents your favorite season. I hope you guys have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.